What's going on, guys, and welcome to Mustache Betting, a place where you become the best betting version of yourself. And welcome to NBA Monday over here at the Mustache Betting channel. It's a new week, so we have new props in store for today's episode. And with that being said, we have a lot to dig into. What's going on, Michael Jordan? Thanks for joining the show today. But yeah, we have a lot to dig into today's episode. So with that being said, let's recap yesterday as a whole, shall we? So we had taken Jalen to go under 17.5 points. That ended up losing our only play that lost on the day, so we narrowly avoided the full sweep. Then we took Parlay Larson to go under 16.5 points and rebounds. That ended up hitting. Then we took Terry Easton to go under 16.5 points and rebounds. That ended up hitting as well. So we profit 1 unit on the day. That brings our season total in the NBA to minus 41.15 units. Not where I want to be. You guys know that. But we're going to continue pumping out the good research. We're going to continue putting out the good vibes. And we're going to keep the energy high because today I have an exciting episode ahead. I have 6 plays, one of them's a parlay, and I'm redoing the ladder challenge at the end of today's video, so stay tuned for that. We have a lot to unpack in today's episode, so if that all sounds good, stay tuned. Let's jump right into it. And if you guys could, please, as always, like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Make sure you have those notifications and things turned on. I'm always doing research incredibly early at around 4 o'clock in the morning, sometimes earlier than that. So you want to make sure that to lock in the best possible pricing, to make sure you're getting the best possible closing line value, you have those notifications turned on so that you're not missing out on any of the value of my plays. But let's jump into my first best bet of the day. It's going to be Nicholas Claxton. We're going to take him to go under 16.5 points and assists, minus 114 at DraftKings, 4.75 units, and he plays for the Nets. So since we're increasing the value on the volume on today's episode, we're going to be doing 0.75 increments for most of these plays. But I'll have the unit recommendation down below, as I always do. So with that being said, Nick Claxton, why are we taking him? We're taking him because he's hit this line in 3 out of 3 times when facing the Grizzlies, who rank 13th in points and assists allowed to the center position. Additionally, if we look a little bit further than that, 63% of centers to face this Grizzlies team have hit the under in their PA lines, and Nick, he likes to take 60% of his shots from inside the paint, where in the last 5 games, the Grizzlies, they actually rank 7th overall at defending, so they're guarding underneath the rim really well. Hopefully the Grizzlies can lock Nick Claxton down. Hopefully it's more of a Ron Sharp game. And yeah, let's take Nick Claxton here to go under. And my second best bet of the day, it's going to be Bruce Brown of the Nuggets. We're going to take him to go under 13.5 PRAs, plus 100 at Bet365 and BetMGM for 0.75 units. Now, Bruce, he's hit the under in this line in 2 out of 2 times when facing the Thunder and 6 of his last 10. Additionally, if you look a little bit further than that, the Thunder, they rank 29th in PRAs allowed to the point guard position. This line, it could go down a little bit if Murray sits, but I still like the odds. This is a high stakes game, and I anticipate that Murray is going to play. So with that being said, Bruce Brown, he likes to take 40% of his shots from inside the paint, where the Thunder, they rank 1st overall at defending. So I like Brown here in this key up spot. I think he's going to do poorly. Hopefully he goes under. And my third best bet of the day, it's going to be an over. It's going to be Jalen Brunson, over 10.5 rebounds and assists, minus 105 at DraftKings for 0.75 units. Jalen, he's hit the over in this line in 7 of his last 10, and the Clippers, they currently rank 7th in rebounds and assists allowed to the point guard position. And Jalen, in his last 2 games, he's had 22 and 21 potential assists. So I think he's going to get going in terms of facilitating the ball with a solid matchup ahead of him. He might be able to hit this line and just assists alone, honestly, the way he's been diming out the ball. But the rebounds there, I think he's going to have a good rebound matchup. He should be able to snag a few. So yeah, give me Jalen Brunson here to go over. And my fourth best bet of the day, it's going to be Draymond Green. We're going to take him to go under 15.5 points and rebounds, minus 108 at FanDuel for 0.75 units. Now, Draymond, he's hit the under in this line in 4 out of 4 times when facing the Jazz, who rank 12th in points and rebounds allowed to the power forward position. Additionally, 80% of power forwards to face this Jazz team have hit the under in their lines in the last 5 games. And Draymond, he likes to score most of his points from the top of the arc, where in the last 5 games, the Jazz actually ranked 14th overall at defending. So as long as Draymond doesn't start off shooting 3 for 3, I think he's going to look more to facilitate the ball this matchup. I don't think the rebounds are going to quite be there for Draymond, as he's going to look to get his teammates involved this game. Give me Draymond Green to go under. So my 5th best bet of the day, it's going to be Christian Braun. We're going to take him to go over 10.5 points. Minus, I think 110 or so on DraftKings. I lost it. But for 0.75 units, as all the other plays are, also 0.75 units as well. So Christian, he's hit the over in this line in 9 out of 12 times when facing the Thunder. And in fact, their last meetup, Braun, he scored 23 points off 18 shot attempts. So I imagine the attention is going to be on Jokic and Murray this matchup, especially if Murray plays. And I think that's going to free up Braun outside the perimeter to go and do what he does best, which is shoot up some threes. Also, if Murray doesn't play, I just anticipate that's going to be more value for Braun. So, and if you look a little bit further, in the last 5 games, 67% of shooting guards to face this Nuggets team have hit the over in their line. So give me Christian Braun here to go over. So for my 6th bet of the day, it's going to be a rare mustache betting parlay. We're going to take Christian Braun, who we just took, to go and record over 12 points under the alt point section on DraftKings. And that's plus money. You can take the over 10.5 points if you feel more comfortable with that. But 12 or more recorded points is plus money right now, and I don't think it's going to stay that way for long. And we're going to combine that with Dominic Barlow of the Sixers to go under 4.5 rebounds. And I'll have the slip for here for you guys all here, as I usually do. But we already talked about Brown, so let's talk about Barlow here. Now, Barlow, he's hit the under in this rebounds line in 3 out of 3 times when facing the Cavs, who rank 8th in rebounds allowed to the power forward position. Additionally, Barlow, I think he's just going to be outmatched this game, as the Cavs, they typically look to play big against the Sixers, and with no Embiid, I think they're going to look to dominate the rim. So I like Barlow here to go under. Combine that with Christian Braun to record 12 or more points. We're going to have a parlay. It's going to be around plus 256 odds or so, and we're only going to throw 0.25 units on that. So 0.25 units, that's only a quarter of your standard unit. If you're unfamiliar with unit sizes, it's just going to be 1% of your typical bankroll. So you'll bet 25% of the 1%, so it would be 0.25 units. Or just if you're a $10 bettor, you would bet $2.50 to simplify things. But that's the parlay. Alright, so that's it for the regular portion of today's video. We're going to move on to the ladder challenge. I'm starting it back up again. For you guys who are new here, the ladder challenge is something you guys can follow along with, or you guys cannot. It's all up to you. You guys can bet whatever amount you want, or you guys can treat this as a normal bet. But what I'm personally going to be doing is I'm going to be taking $20 and I'm going to throw it on one singular play, and I'm going to try and double my play, my $20 and the winnings from that each consecutive day that I bet the ladder challenge in succession, while momentarily taking profits out periodically. So you're going to see me take profits out. You're never going to know when. That's part of the surprise aspect of this challenge, the way I do it. But you guys can follow along, like I said, or just treat it as a regular bet. Do whatever you want with it. But here's the challenge itself. It's going to be Terrence Mann. We're going to take him to go under 15.5 PRAs, minus 117 at DraftKings for $20. Like I said, that's what I'm taking. Now, Terrence, he's hit the under in this line in 2 out of 2 times when facing the Grizzlies, who rank 10th in PRAs allowed to the shooting guard position. Additionally, if you look a little bit further, 57% of shooting guards to face the Grizzlies team have hit the under in their PRA lines in the last 5 games. And Terrence, he likes to take most of his shots from inside the paint, where the Grizzlies in the last 5 games rank 7th overall at defending. So I think Terrence Mann, he's going to struggle this game all across the field. I think he's going to have trouble rebounding, facilitating, and scoring the basketball. Give me Terrence Mann here to go under. Alright, so that concludes today's video. That is a lot of information, I know. Let's recap everything as a whole, shall we? So our first play is going to be Nick Claxton. We're going to take him to go under 16.5 points and assists. Then we're going to take Bruce Brown to go under 13.5 PRAs. And then we're going to take Jalen Brunson to go over 10.5 rebounds and assists. And then we're going to take Christian Braun to go over 10.5 points. Then we're going to take the parlay that I created. It's going to be Christian Braun, 12 or more points and Dominic Barlow to go under 4.5 rebounds. So we're only going to put 0.25 units on that last parlay. And then we're going to move on to the ladder challenge. For the ladder challenge portion of things, we're going to have Terrence Mann to go under 15.5 PRAs. So that is all I have for you guys today. I know a small slate and a lot of action going out, but I'm really confident in these lines. I think there's a lot of opportunity here. I'm doing this research very early in the morning, so these lines they are subject to move. Make sure you lock them in as soon as you can, guys. If you guys like content like this, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys appreciate all the work that I'm putting in, I really appreciate just leaving a like, subscribing, following, commenting, whatever it is that you guys can do to engage with the channel. It helps me out a lot. But with that being said, that is all I have for you guys today. Hopefully we can sweep the board, bring the dog out tomorrow. I'm counting on it. But with that being said, take care, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow after we recap everything. Peace.